Hello, I'm Ralph Losey. I'm here today at the University of Florida eDiscovery Conference. I think it's the 5th annual with Canaan Himmelbaum of Advanced Discovery. Now, Canaan, you've been coming to this for years. What keeps you coming back?
Well, first off, being an alumni, I'd love to come back to Gainesville. But Professor Hamilton, put this course on, started it 5 years ago, started the conference, and it's grown year over year. And one of the benefits to it is really getting to understand the technology. I think most of the conferences you and I go to are about so many different things and really don't focus in on the actual technology and how to use it. So really excited about that, and always enjoy coming back to the land of the Gators.
I see you're a double Gator. When are you the UF Law grad? What year?
2004.
2004.
Yeah.
I'm UF 79.
See, there you go.
Got a few years on you, but. So what I'm interested in finding out is, what are you finding most interesting right now in eDiscovery? What's kind of turning you on and keeping you excited about coming to work every day?
Well, that's a great question. My wife and kids ask me what I do for a living, and it's always hard to decipher what that exactly is. But I think now more than ever, Ralph, and you're probably seeing this, is the focus on the technical competence of the lawyers, right? Or the competency of the lawyers. And even in California, obviously, that official demand that comes down, right, that says basically you need to have this technical competence when it comes to eDiscovery, or the competence in general. And I don't think that was the focus before. I think it was just everybody was trying to figure it out. And I think now that the bar organizations, the judges, the judiciary is figuring it out, it's great to read these opinions, and I know you keep track of that on your website and all those things. So that's the thing that's neat for me as a former attorney and in-house eDiscovery counsel, really being able to go and talk to clients and folks out there about having that competence. And when you're actually hiring lawyers as a corporation, hiring lawyers who understand eDiscovery, right? And so that's the hot topic for me and the thing that keeps me excited.
Well, yeah, you have that rare perspective. You were outside counsel, inside counsel, now you're working for a vendor. As a former in-house counsel, that's what all us outside counsel are interested in. I mean, what is it that you look for to determine whether or not an attorney has that kind of competence? I mean, what suggestions might you give to other in-house counsel about that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And one of the things is, in 2006, when I started as an in-house counsel, I learned about eDiscovery as I went. Now there's so much out there to pay attention to, and there's so much technology information, and there's also information from case law. And so one of the things that I always say is great is when you're out there and you're thinking about the case that's in front of you, and you're going to go out and you're going to choose your outside counsel, is that if there is going to be a major issue regarding discovery, is that you look at somebody who's had that experience, right? I mean, you can go on to lawyers' websites and there's information that's readily available that talks about that. But I think once you're interviewing folks, you really need to talk to them and ask them for their experience with eDiscovery. Really talk to them about how they would approach that portion of the case. Because you and I know well, and I'm not picking on the plaintiff's bar here, but if there's no focus on the substantive issues, they're going to go after your discovery, right? Which is how you preserve the data, what you did with the data, and how you move that along the course of the discovery timeline, right? The EDRM. So I really would feel the best advice I could give to in-house counsel and the best advice I could give to the outside counsel making the pitches is to really focus in on your competency, focus in on your experience or that of your law firm. Folks like you that are at the law firm, maybe the law firm itself doesn't have that focus and competency, but folks at the law firm do. So bringing those folks in.
Yeah, I totally agree that. I mean, each law firm ought to have at least one go-to guy, right, or girl that
absolutely
specializes and goes deep, because it's just getting so complicated.
Yeah, and I was here, Ralph. I don't know if Professor Hamilton shared this with you, but I was here at the law school speaking to the eDiscovery course and kind of gave my trajectory, my career path to them, and they're looking at me like, well, why did you leave the practice of law? Why would you do that? You went to law school, you have the debt. And I said, look, there was just this passion that drove in me about technology and the growth of it and big data. And so now I'm on this side able to counsel and help my peers, right? And I see them all the time, all my classmates from UF, and I'm sure you do as well. And they're asking me questions about eDiscovery, and I feel like I have this specialized knowledge now, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
So this conference gives a little backing to that.
They're happy to let me do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
exactly.
We need to wrap up soon, but I got a last question for you. So as a vendor, you're now seeing hundreds of attorneys all over the country. You do work outside of the world?
Yes,
outside of the country?
yes, globally.
So, and I know most of them are super competent, I'm sure, but what do you find to be kind of the weakest area that you do see that you might recommend to attorneys where you see that they're really not getting it? I mean, what would you focus on?
And I think this is something you and I are going to talk about later today, is, artificial intelligence, the use of technology-assisted review. There's so many different abbreviations for it, but let's just say TAR, and their ability to really comprehend and feel comfortable with it, right? And so my goal is to start with something simple, right, which is threading, and say this is what you do all day long, and this is in your text messages, and this is how you read emails. Let's start with using that and then move on to the next thing. So I think a better understanding about how you can get to your answers now versus wait longer by doing it in a linear fashion.
Well, you and I are doing the panel on AI and document review later today, and you're going to tell a war story about it, so I hope everybody checks that out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.